Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel video reading. Okay, the duration for this reading is going to be from the 29th of June through to the 5th of July. Let's see what we've got in store. Okay, the first card we have is Archangel Azrael, and it's the card of surrender. Now, when Archangel Azrael comes in around us, he comes in around us almost as a spiritual counsellor. And when the surrender card comes up, it can be that it's time to actually accept something and to go along with something, to surrender to what's going on around you, to accept that maybe some things need to end, maybe some things need to go forward, maybe some people you just have to accept in your lives, others you have to accept that you need to let go of. So lots of acceptance, lots of surrendering, but not in a weakened way, almost in an empowering way. Okay, so let's see if we can get an influence card to go with that. See what we got come up. And the card we have is joy. Okay, now when the card of joy comes up and it's underneath the card of surrender, this is really that the path to joy is by surrendering to what's going on, by going with the flow, by not trying to control everything, by not trying to be in control of everything, manipulating everything, and instead just to actually see what the universe has in store for you. Okay, so we're going to move towards the middle of the week and see what comes up here. Okay, let's have a look. And we're keeping Archangel Azrael. We're going twice here, and it's the card of completion. I was talking about some things needing to end because that's what kept coming in as I was saying it, the first card. You know, sometimes things just come to a natural ending. Sometimes we have to realise that we have to stop something. We have to stop something that's not so good for us in order to be able to move forward. As this is the second Archangel Azrael card, I'm going to hurry on and see if I can get something else. You know, quite often when he comes around us, he does come around us as a counsellor, and you know, and it is almost like we have to go through a little mini death in order to have a rebirth. You know, a door needs to close sometimes in order for another door to open. And the card I've got here is the card of sexuality, which is about accepting yourself again. So lots of acceptance coming up in this. Sexuality is about not being afraid of who you are, not being afraid of how a situation is. You know, your sexuality is your true essence of who you are. It's it links in with the sacral chakra, which is also about creativity, which is about drawing upon everything that's inside you, and just really being true to yourself, being true to your authentic self. Okay, so that's midweek, quite exciting. We'll go to the end of the week and see what we get. Okay, and at the end of the week we've got Archangel Raziel, and it's a Divine Mastery card. Now when Archangel Raziel comes in, he's the mystic of the angels, and he helps us just to sort of understand the signs that are coming in and be able to put everything together so that we can actually move forward with it. Okay, I'm just smiling because I've got my fat lady, and that's what they are called. Okay, it's a goddess statue, but they're known as the Fat Lady in Malta, where this lovely beauty came from. And I'm just thinking, this card's come up, so I feel that her energy is here around us at the moment, the goddess energy. Okay, let's have a look. And I've been drawn to not taking an influence card here, but actually taking what do you call it, a guardian card, and it's the card, it's awakening. Okay, now that's really strange for me to actually go to the wrong pile like that. I'm going to put this here, and I'm actually going to still do an influence card. Okay, because I kind of feel like my focus keeps going off and going off in different directions, which isn't the normal way for me. And I kind of feel that someone out there listening to this reading, maybe instead of going down the path they should be going down, keeps kind of trying to take control of it and going off in different ways and losing focus of where they should be going. The Awakening card, Archangel Jeremiah, is the angel that actually helps us to look back. So it feels like Archangel Raziel and Archangel Jeremiah are both going to be around at the end of the week, actually helping us to look back over situations, to see where we've come, how far we've come, and just to see how we can actually move that forward so that we're true to our spiritual self, so that our development moves forward, so that we stay within our own integrity. Okay, now we'll look at the influence cards, and it's a card of balance. And isn't that interesting that we have two archangels and we have the card of balance? And I think this is about actually balancing both sides of us. Archangel Raziel is very much about the spiritual side. Archangel Jeremiah is very much about looking back, taking stock of your life. So it's kind of just seeing how far you've come. Now, if I go all the way back, like I always do, you know me by now, the Archangel Azrael surrender card is about, you know, surrendering to what's going on, acceptance, and that's the word that keeps coming in for me as I'm doing this reading. Joy is actually sometimes in just accepting who you are and where you're at in your life. You know, if sometimes we make such hassles for ourselves because we're trying to, it should be this way, and even though it's going this way and we kind of think we want it to go that way, so we kind of keep, it's like a war that goes on inside ourselves, you know. So what I would say is the joy is actually in accepting, okay? And sometimes, you know, sometimes you have to accept a situation. Maybe you have to accept that there's someone in your life who maybe you don't get on with 100%, but they make other people in your lives happy. Maybe, you know, a job that maybe you don't feel 100% is what you want to do, but then at the same time it kind of brings happiness in other areas. Maybe you've made some really good friends in that job. Maybe it has different little perks that you wouldn't get anywhere else. So sometimes it's about the joy is actually just in the acceptance of it. With the Archangel Azrael card in the middle, it's the completion card, and it's actually realising that something has to come to an end. And maybe what really needs to come to an end is all this war going on inside yourself, where you're not accepting something or you're trying to go against something. The sexuality card shows that it's time to actually just be true to yourself and just accept yourself. Okay, for some, the sexuality card will be quite literal and will be a relationship going that little bit further, a relationship that actually allows them to surrender themselves to the person in their life and actually maybe be truthful about their feelings and just to embrace what's coming in. At the end of the week, we've got Archangel Raziel and Archangel Jeremiah. This, as I said, feels to me to be like the two sides, the sides in looking back at where you've come from. And with Archangel Raziel, because it's all about signs, it's all about looking at what's being brought in, whether it's from your spiritual loved ones, whether it's from your spirit guides, or even the angels themselves. That's a little bit about looking to the future, isn't it? About looking at what's coming in. So the balance, really, if you put past as in Archangel Jeremiah and future as in Archangel Raziel in that way, what you're actually left with, the balance, would actually be the present. And, you know, sometimes, you know, the surrender is about living in the present and not worrying about what you've done in the past or what's going to happen in the future and trying to control it, but actually going with the flow and just seeing if everything can kind of come together in a nice way that just makes you feel what this card is, joyous. Okay, so this reading really is just about accepting, not trying to control everything, going along with the flow. If it feels right, carry on, you know, even if it's not what you planned on doing. You know, sometimes a little bit of just being spontaneous can actually make a big difference, okay? And just being a little bit, one thing Archangel Jeremiah does try to encourage is to be merciful to yourself. So just really being merciful to yourself as well. Don't judge yourself so harshly. Don't judge those around you so harshly, and just go with the flow. Okay, so that's the end of this week's reading. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Don't go anywhere because we will be doing the part that I call the draw. Okay, also this week we will be announcing the pair that have won the Skype reading. So that should be announced possibly Wednesday, because Tuesday is the last day for that. Okay, love and light to you all. Bye. Hello and welcome to the part that I call the draw. Okay, so before we go any further, shall we see who it is? Can I get hold of them? I should do that a little bit thicker. Okay. And the name we have this week is Sarah Jane Rowland. Okay, Sarah Jane, congratulations. Let's see what the cards have in store for you. Okay, you have the card of chakra clearing. Now this is a lovely card with lots of lovely purples and violets and all these spiritual colours all coming in around you. There's also a lot of yellow on this card as well, and if you look, it's like the yellow is illuminating, so there will be a learning coming in. And that learning will actually illuminate you and take you further. Okay, now when Archangel Metatron comes in around us, what he is known for is actually leading us when we've got a little bit lost. Okay, if for any reason you've been lacking motivation, if you feel you haven't been organised, you haven't been focused enough, watch out, because this angel coming in around you, he will help you. They do say that it was Archangel Metatron who led the Israelites through the wilderness to their promised land. Now, Sarah Jane, don't worry, he's not going to be leading you for 40 years. Things will get sorted much quicker than that. But as I said, when he does come around, he really does help us to actually tap into the energy around us so we can take things further. Okay, and go forward in the way that we're meant to, in a way that's organised and motivated. And you know, you quite often find when he comes in around us that you suddenly get much more sharp and more focused, and you know where you want to be going and where you need to be heading. Okay, so watch out for all that coming in. The card itself says, call upon me to clear and open the chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Okay, now you know, you don't have to worry about the last bit really, you know, but it is about this angel coming in, and he's going to help you to clear all the negative energies and to actually empower you by actually opening up each of the chakras. Now you can help with this by meditating, and just really by allowing the energy to flow through you whilst you do meditation. Okay, so what you can begin is to actually start to look at each of the chakras. So as you do some meditation, you can begin with the root chakra, and just, if you're sitting nice and comfortably, Sarah Jane, just imagine a lovely red energy flowing up from the earth, up through, and just release it out, breathe it out. Okay, and if you do that 3 times, then move up chakras. So you would then move to the sacral, and you would imagine again this wonderful orange energy coming up, flowing through, almost like it's just wrapping itself around you, and breathe it out. Okay, and again repeat that 3 times. Then you would move up. You would move up to the solar plexus, and then once again this will be a lovely yellow energy being drawn up and breathed out. Repeat this 3 times. Then you move up to the heart chakra. Now this is not magnetic, this energy, it's a neutral energy, a balancing energy. So you would draw this in, so feel it coming from the side, feel it drawing in, actually flowing into the heart chakra, and then spreading outwards around the body, and again breathe out. Do that 3 times, and then you move up to the throat chakra. Okay, you're starting to get this. Now the throat chakra is blue energy, and blue energy is electric energy, so that you will draw down. So feel it flowing down. Feel it actually flowing into the crown chakra. Feel it going all the way around the body, back up, and then breathe it out. Lovely blue, whatever shade of blue you want. Okay, then you're going to move up, okay, and you're going to move up to the indigo energy. The indigo energy is for your brow chakra. Again, you're going to draw it down through the crown, feel it rushing around you, and then out. Okay, the last energy is the violet, which is the crown, which is what connects you. Okay, once you've done that and you're starting to feel really good, remember to repeat each of them 3 times and breathe out into space around you. right, you'll start to be feeling quite energized, or your energy will be flowing. Okay, but a nice exercise to do after doing that is to actually ground yourself. So just imagine from your root chakra some wonderful roots growing down into the earth, and just rooting. Okay, and then, you know, just see yourself almost as a tree rooted. Okay, then imagine a wonderful white violet light flowing from the crown out into the universe. Okay, it doesn't matter its limiters, it just connects you. Okay, and if you do that, as you do that, you'll just feel all that lovely energy coming in around you. Okay, you know, this really is your time for connecting, grounding, but also for expanding and moving forward in a spiritual way. And as I said, what I'm really getting is I feel this is a time of being motivated, organised and focused. Okay, and this is why Archangel Metatron is going to be helping you with all of your chakras, because you've got a lot to do, a lot to accomplish, and you can do it, Sarah Jane. Congratulations on winning. I'm sorry there can only be one winner. Once again, if you comment, like anything on the video, your name will go in the bag. Okay, love and light to you all. Bye.